Thank you, Chair.
Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Caldwell, Ocean County, Texas will convene in a regular meeting at the City Hall, 107 South Hill Street, Caldwell, Texas. Regular meeting place thereof at 5:30 p.m. December 19th, 2023. Please stand for the invocation and pledges. We'll start with the invocation. Lord Jesus, you are the good shepherd who knows and secures what is best for us. Let us place all our hope and trust in you. Open our ears to hear your voice and to follow your ways. God bless our wonderful community and all its citizens. God bless Texas and Governor Abbott, and God bless America. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Good afternoon and welcome to this City Council meeting of Caldwell City Council, and welcome to our guests tonight. We don't have any citizens to be heard on agenda items, nor citizens to be heard on city-related topics. So we will go into consent agenda items, and those include the approval of minutes for the regular meeting in November, the appointment of Linda Chamberlain and Nancy Massey to the Caldwell Museum Board for a 2-year term, the appointment of Gordon Richardson, Nick Gilley, and Don Howell to the Caldwell Airport Board for a 1-year term, the appointment of Molly Marsh and Justin Groom to the Caldwell Main Street Board for a 3-year term, the temporary appointment of Alderman Gary Easter to temporarily fill one vacant Main Street Advisory Board position until the board finds a nominee for a term that expires December 31st, 2024, and the reappointment of Nikki Martinez to the Housing Authority Board for a 2-year term. We have a motion to accept all of the consent agenda items.
So moved.
A second? All in favor of accepting consent agenda items, raise your right hand. Motion passes. Next is the, in regular agenda items, we have a resolution number 121923, adopting the renaming of Davidson Creek Park to John E. Hale Park at Davidson Creek. And I will read the resolution. Whereas John Edward Hale was born at his residence in West Caldwell on December 26, 1931, to parents John and Eldina Callis Hale, successfully graduated from Caldwell High School in 1950. Subsequently, he pursued his education at Glenn College and contributed over 4 decades of service to Woodson Wholesale Company. And whereas John E. actively participated as a member of Caldwell Brethren Church, where he dedicated many years to worship and community engagement. And whereas John E. was actively engaged in civic organizations by dedicating both his time and financial resources. He served as a member of the board of directors with the Caldwell Chamber of Commerce for an extensive period, including a 1-year term as president. Additionally, he held the position of vice chairman with the Caldwell Industrial Foundation for several years. Alongside his parents, John E. played a pivotal role in providing financial support during the formative years of the local hospital and contributed to various organizations and building projects in the surrounding area. In recognition of his exceptional service to the Caldwell community, John E. was honored with the Caldwell Lions Club Community Service Award in 2019. Whereas John E., a dedicated resident of Caldwell, Texas, has demonstrated unwavering support for the community over an extended period. And whereas John E. has consistently shown a particular commitment to enhancing the well-being of Caldwell's most valuable asset, its youth. And whereas John E. endeavored to support the educational advancement of young individuals by establishing an endowed scholarship at Caldwell High School and actively contributing to various other scholarship programs. Notably, John E. remained committed to continuous learning throughout his life, with many friends seeking his guidance on various subjects, particularly in the realm of the stock market. Whereas John E. took great pride in Davidson Creek Park, demonstrating his deep affection for the community. In a generous gesture, he contributed 70 acres of land to the city of Caldwell, thereby expanding the park. John E. witnessed the park's extensive use by numerous citizens, particularly the younger generation. He cherished driving through the park, observing numerous smiling faces and the diverse range of activities that enriched the park's vibrant atmosphere. Whereas the City of Caldwell City Council acknowledges the need to extend appreciation and gratitude to the late Mr. John E. Hale for his unwavering dedication to consistently improving the City of Caldwell Park and the community in general. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Caldwell, in acknowledgement of Mr. John E. Hale's dedicated commitment to improving the City of Caldwell's parks, facilities, and the community at large, recognizing his role as a model of selfless giving, it is hereby resolved that Davidson Creek Park shall be renamed John E. Hale Park at Davidson Creek. Additionally, the resolution mandates the installation of appropriate signage prominently displayed within the park premises, serving as a lasting tribute to his impactful legacy. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon its passage. Do we have a motion to adopt resolution number 121923, renaming Davidson Creek Park to John E. Hale Park at Davidson Creek? Do we have a second? All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. Yay. Very good. Next, award bid for West 10th Street pavement improvement.
Okay, so this project was brought to us by some members of the public. Take a look at that area of 10th Street, specifically in front of Trust Works. We got a lot of heavy traffic that goes up and down that road. After hearing the concern, went over, checked it out. It is nothing that we can put a Band-Aid on. You know, we've got some subgrade failures, and what we needed to do is basically go in. Almost I took a look at it. We'll go in and pulverize, come back with 5% cement, let that kind of set up, and then overlay with asphalt. So the bid that you have in front of you, we got 3 bids from local contractors. Texcon came in at $155,269. Larry Young came in at $98,940, and then Brazos Paving came in at $82,637 for the project. So this will extend the O'Neill, or from O'Neill back to where 10th Street curves back off to whatever, what would you call that area back there?
Back past Trust Works.
Yeah, back past Trust Works to where it bends back to towards the south.
I'd like to text on that. So it's basically the same.
Exactly. So
Yeah, it's all the same quantities.
Do you guys have a preference or who you worked with before?
We've worked with all of them. They're all good companies, so we would recommend Brazos Paving just for economics.
What makes a big difference? I mean, if it's apples to apples, it's $70,000 difference.
Maybe their availability at this time
Okay.
is the main thing.
Saying if you're willing to pay it, we'll do it anyway.
yeah, same thing.
I move that we accept the bid from BPI.
I'll second it.
All in favor of accepting the West 10th Street pavement improvements from Brazos Paving, raise your right hand. None opposed, motion passes. Next, approval of a real estate sales contract to purchase of approximately 10.599 acres and comprised of 10 lots located off of Galilee Street near State Highway 36 South in MLK Street in Caldwell for the purpose of a new electrical substation for the City of Caldwell Electric Utility.
So as we continue to kind of walk down this road and pursuing moving into the ERCOT electrical interconnection, this is just another step on the way securing a property that we can build a new substation on. This property is in an extremely good location because it's right underneath the current 138 kV line. So it means we don't have to embark on a transmission project. Most of the time they'll tell you, 1 mile of transmission is going to cost about $1 million. So if we had to site this somewhere else, we're going to incur a lot more costs. We will, at a later date, assuming that everything goes through as we plan, this property will then be sold to LCRA, and they will own and operate the substation. The contract in front of you is for $291,472.50. We had an appraisal done, it's been a year ago, that backs this up. This is less than the appraised value. And again, like I said, it works out for the city very well because build transmission. So happy to answer questions related to that, but that's where we're at. This is just another step in the process of evaluating and making a change.
Easy access.
We will still have to look at that. There's a couple of different ways to access the property, but we'll work with LCRA as we get further down the road.
And it'll be easy to tie into our existing.
It will.
I know we have.
There'll be a project that goes along with that, but we've looked into that as well. Distribution is a lot less expensive to build than transmission.
Any other discussion, guys? Do we have a motion to approve the sales contract to purchase approximately 10.599 acres?
Let me stop you before we go that way. I want to make sure we get the motion right. We're still waiting on the survey to come through, so I don't know if this is, and Melissa's not here, the appropriate thing maybe to allow me to execute this contract or something more along those lines.
So motion to proceed to execute contract.
Does that sound right?
Someone want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do you have a second? Do we have anyone abstaining? Okay, we have 4 in favor and 1 abstaining. Oh, all in favor, raise your hand. Sorry. Any abstaining? 1. Okay, next, department and community reports. Any discussion? Anything on community reports, guys? No? Okay. Next, administrative and elected officials reports.
I have good news.
We love good news.
Okay. The scope change for the GLO project was approved, so we can now move forward. That's the project that has the Kleb Street, the Harvey lift station, and a lot of other drainage and sewer projects all lumped in with it. So we've got notification that was approved. We'll look, engineering was already at 90%. So we'll get all that finalized, and I'll hopefully by next month, I'll have a date that we'll bid that job out. So that's finally moving. On the renaming of the park, I've already reached out to a sign company. So I've got an appointment on the 3rd to go over there and kind of kick off some design ideas for the signage in the park. So I think that's going to be a really neat deal.
Are we gonna update all the other signs at
Yes.
the same time?
So while we're doing that,
Maps or whatever.
we'll get all the mapping and everything else. We'll give it a fresh look.
Good.
Let's see, that 975 rehab project. That's the TechStop project. It's gonna go from 21 out to Second Creek Bridge. We are almost done with our water line work. We had to lower a couple of our areas of the water main. Tomorrow, we're gonna be potholing some of our services that run underneath 975. We wanna make sure they're at least 3 foot deep, so we're not in conflict there. We don't have enough firm data to show that they are, so we're just gonna go pothole about 14 or 16 of them to make sure that we're clear, and then we can let them know that we're clear. I know some other utility stuff, some work to do, but they're working on getting that project started.
Is that, whose utility is working on there now?
I think
Yeah,
They start Thursday, I think.
Yeah, I see yellow lines.
They're located because I think Thursday.
No, I see.
No, they're started. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been potholing, trying to find updates. So initially, we'll have some green lights and stuff come Thursday.
Yeah, so we're hoping that all of our surfaces are below 3 feet. We don't have to move anything else. So TechStop's been really good to work with on this so far, so we appreciate that. Well 5, Jeffrey, you want an update on that?
So contractor moved in yesterday and started jetting today. It's been a slow go. It's, about 15 feet of debris in the bottom, sediment, rust, whatever it's had 35 years to accumulate. So they plugged their line, I think it was around 10 times today. So they have to go at it slow, 6-8 inches at a time. Not they'll plug off and then pull everything back out of the hole, unplug it and go again. So it's a slow process, but they're making some progress, but it's just not fast. Hopefully mid-January, towards the end of January, they'll be back into setting equipment. So, moving forward, like I told you today, Gary, the golf course is gonna get some water. Goes downhill. So.
Well, that just working on other projects as we continue to grow. Hope to bring some things back in a workshop first part of the year. Start looking at some of these larger projects that we need to keep moving.
Mr. Easterly?
Well, I went to Rogers on December the 11th with Camden's permission to look at the asphalt zipper. It's a road repair piece of equipment. Found out it's the first time that Rogers had operated. They had had demos planned for months, and they had to not be able to do the demos because they didn't have the grant money approved and they couldn't do it. So that's the reason they canceled. But looking at the piece of equipment, and it looks like it has a possibility where the city might want to look into having a demo done here in town, and they're willing to do it. So I met with Camden, gave him a report, gave him cards, and so the guy's probably going to be contacting Camden, but they said the earliest they could do it would be sometime in February. So I even went back on the 13th to see how it turned out after they did 2/10 of a mile road, 25 foot wide. Took a video of it, and it has some merit because Rogers roads our streets are highways compared to their streets. So I don't know, Camden, have you seen the article or the deal about Rockdale? They're predicting 5 times growth in the next 20 years. They're between 20 and 30,000 for the Samsung. So, we talked about our housing possibility, even though we're another 30 minutes from the plant, maybe getting some of that overflow too. They used their industrial foundation, I found out, for building these homes. They didn't have anything going on, so they decided to use their industrial foundation. Thomas, I want to thank you. Like I said earlier, the crew's doing the tree trimming on the streets. they're doing an outstanding job. Like I know one thing, FedEx and UPS and, even our garbage trucks are probably appreciating it because, they're 9'6" on the FedEx and my 7-foot antenna was hitting it. So it's doing a great job. One thing I'd like to mention here to the council is about us having some workshops to discuss issues that we can't talk amongst ourselves privately. And I would rather Janice and I met with Camden on a list that I put together, and we got to 44, and that's where we stopped. And because I told Camden later, I want everybody to hear it, so everybody has input. And I was up to 109, but we're only it's under 80 now, and that a lot of that goes to Thomas and what's your name, Jeff, Skyline, and Camden. I've had a lot of meetings with Camden, and I just think we need to have some workshops to address these issues or possible ideas as a group. And I don't know, I'll leave that up to, Melissa can schedule stuff, but there's just so much. Even before I got on the council, I had started making a list, and when Janice was on the council, and then I just think it's stuff that we can work on this as a group, and Camden can try to find ways to make it happen. So, and that's what we're here for, to help him, because he's tied up on stuff. He can't be out there every day. So that's just wanted to voice that.
How's the truth building turn?
So it's more good news. We closed on the truest building. That was, I think, earlier. I don't know. It was last week. Sorry.
Good.
It's coming along. There's some minor things that we need to do, some painting, flooring, things like that. Trying to get some local contractors in to give us some bids.
That's all I have.
The food drive was held on December 6th. Our final total for Burleson County is $59,920. Amazing, 10,100 pounds of food. Someone from the Elizabeth Lutheran Church Pantry said that the money collected last year sustained them for 11 months. So that is a long time. So what our community does for our people is very, very beneficial. I would like to thank the city electric truck for the entry in the lighted Christmas parade. I know they had a really good time doing that. And then the crew that maintains the downtown, the lights for the Christmas on the Square, it's magical. People are taking their family Christmas card pictures downtown and sending them out. So that to me is a testament of people loving our downtown and the lights. And then I received a letter from Burleson County Concerned Citizens for Better Education, and the director of that is Brad Oliver, and he is commending Heidi and the success of the Math Bee. So it was a thank you to the city of Caldwell, and especially a shout out to Heidi and Kat. So, because it was successful. So, and that's all I have.
I don't really have any.
Mr. Leakey?
Cameron, do we have any contractors out right now doing any surveying on any kind of utilities in the city?
If you've seen somebody, there was a contractor working on that.
Yeah.
And they're working along 21.
Yeah, I checked with Agnes, and there's no such guy. He's right now with a camera on top of his BMW.
I don't know if Jeffrey, you stopped and talked to them, right?
The ones on
That
their
crew.
survey.
Yeah, they make surveys.
And it could be a different guy. I mean,
Okay.
there's one running around with a camera down on people's property taking pictures.
You see it? Yeah.
Mr. Wanda?
That's what I did.
Right, Google it.
I I couldn't catch the license plate, but it's a big guy, tall guy. Tall, no hair.
I mean,
I mean, they have beard on there. I'm just kidding. Come on.
Yeah.
And that's like our county, like the appraisal, they got their deals in, and they always have sticky little contracted time or whatever. He has no stickers. And normally they do. Yeah. That's what I've been wondering who the guy would be. It's really.
Push something out. Or officer look for.
Wishing you all a very merry, blessed Christmas. Enjoy your time off if you get any. And we'll see you back in January. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Okay.